Got him. So we'll switch topics once I intro. Hello, and welcome to episode 10 of Two Amazon Sellers and a Microphone. I'm Dustin Kane, and with me is Kris Gramlich. How you doing, Kris?
Doing good, Dustin. Thank you. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm looking forward to this topic. This is a popular topic where we're going to talk about how to get reviews in 2020. A lot of questions behind this, so we'll touch on a lot of those. But first, I have to talk about how I'm going to keep my jealousy and anger in check as you go to the Chiefs game tonight live at Arrowhead, and I will be at home watching it. So, yes, I'm mad, but I won't. I'll try to keep that at bay while we cover this.
I may be calling in early tomorrow. We'll see. Calling in late.
It's going to be a great game, Chiefs and Patriots. But I know that's not why people are here to listen. They don't want to hear us talking about all of that. So let's talk about reviews in 2020. It's a wild topic. There's lots of ways that you can get them. There's lots of ways also that worked in the past that you definitely do not want to be doing.
Yeah.
I can start off real quick talking about the good old days back in 2013 when I started. I was able to reach out to Amazon's top reviewers and send them an email, which was right there on Amazon, and then ship the product, and it may take them a week, but they'd write a review, and it was as many of those as I wanted to ship out. I could get pretty good reviews. It was a different era.
Yeah, and then they had the old incentivize where you would just do giveaways. You just give away product to everybody.
Yep.
And there was these services out there, and then in exchange, they would have to leave a review on your product, and then you would see all these reviews that, like I said, I got this product in exchange for a positive review, like at the bottom of it. And then that got wind, and then somebody wrote an article about it, and then you know those got banned. So these are things you do not do. You do not do that now.
These are the old tactics, and for obvious reasons, Amazon stopped that. I mean, it's good for everybody, even though, yes, it was great to get those reviews. I mean, they're obviously fake. It's not fair. If your competitors can do that, it's bad. It's not good for the customer. It's not good for them to get misleading review information. So, yes, to Amazon's credit, they've really cleaned up their act on the reviews. So you have to do things the right way to get them.
Yeah. And that's what we're going to talk about today is things that you as a seller, you can be doing now for your products that are following the guidelines, so that you can get reviews on your products. Because we all know that reviews give your product some type of authority, or people feel a little bit more comfortable when they buy it. So getting those initial reviews is super powerful, especially when you're launching a new product.
Oh, yeah. It's your first step. I mean, you don't even want to be doing anything like running ads or anything to a listing that doesn't have that. I mean, it's your conversions are going to be really low. So you definitely need to get those first couple reviews. So let's dig in. I've got a list of just some tried and true measures for 2020 that are going to help you get those reviews. So let's talk about the first one is just trusting Amazon's automated follow-up system that's already existed, where you don't even have to do anything.
Right.
I mean, it's there. Amazon periodically is sending emails to buyers asking them to leave a review. And there's no way you can run afoul of the terms of service because it's generated all by Amazon. So just having some trust in that. One. Now, in order to do that, you have to have sales coming in. Mm-hmm. So this type of review will be generated automatically if you're able to generate some sales. But that's a good one.
That's like the first one to do is just trust that Amazon system is going to go out to the people that are buying your product. Now they made it easier now for customers to opt out of this message. Mm-hmm. So they may not get the message anymore. You may not get as much return back on that as far as reviews go. But Amazon does still send those emails out. So,
sure.
You may not get a good review rate, but just know that Amazon is still actively sending those out to customers on your behalf for the product.
And Amazon made it easier to leave a review. I mean, if you get that email, if I get an email from a seller and I just bought their product to my phone, I can just click on the stars, like which star I want to give it. And I don't even have to type anything. They call that a rating, but it shows up as stars, just like a review. And if you want to write something, you can. So in terms of ease for the customer, their system really works. Piggybacking off that, another way that you can generate reviews is using Amazon's request a review button, which is newish. That's definitely something that was not around when we started, but that's where you can click a button and it'll force Amazon to send out the email sequence we talked about, their trusted automated email. You can generate that and get it started yourself. You can go to the order page, and up at the top right, there's a little button that says request a review. You just click that and Amazon will send out the review request email directly from Amazon.
Yep, and there's tools out there that can automate this. So if you have multiple hundreds of orders, or you don't want to do this all manually, there's providers out there that have made an extension that will just do it all in bulk. Or you can automate it where you could set it up where like every 3 days send out these requests. And hopefully in the next few episodes, we're going to get some more expertise on this, and we'll have somebody on here so we can interview them. So look for that to come. But yeah, the request review button, it just sends that customer an email, and all that customer has to do is just rate the product, and that counts as a review on your product.
Absolutely. And I've actually seen, we'll talk about using third-party software to automate emails here in a little bit, but since this came out, since Amazon opened up the request a review button, since those emails are not coming from me as a seller, they're coming directly from Amazon, they get a higher open rate, they get a higher click rate, interactive rate. And so I've seen my reviews that I'm manually requesting, the rate of that has gone up slightly. So that's good. I think that will continue. I think it's really that Amazon's done a good job with that button. So now moving on, number 3, another way is you can enter Amazon's early reviewer program. Kris, explain what the early reviewer program is.
Yeah, this is a good way to get your initial reviews pretty fast. This is a program where you enroll an ASIN, so your new product that you just launched, you enroll that ASIN into this program, and Amazon will charge you $60 every time you get a review, or to be enrolled in that program, it's $60. And then they'll gather, Amazon will reach out to your first buyers for up to a year. They will reach out to them to try to get a review. And if that customer leaves a review, Amazon incentivizes them and gives them a Amazon gift card.
It's a $5 gift card is what they get.
I think it's like five or 3, or I can't remember exactly what it was, but they get a gift card for just leaving their review. And then when that customer leaves that review, on the review itself, above their name, it'll say verified purchase, and then it says early reviewer program, so that you know that customer came from that program. And then again, it's pretty inexpensive, $60, but you're going to get your initial 5 reviews. And that's going to help, start your product to rank a little bit better, because you now got reviews and show a little bit more of authority, because you're getting feedback.
Yeah, and $60 for 5 reviews is probably the best money value in terms of getting reviews.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't increased it.
I know, but that's a great program that Amazon had. Again, that didn't exist when we started. So Amazon's doing a lot of really good things for sellers right now. They get a knock a lot of times for being more customer centric and not helping out their sellers. But they have launched some really good products that can help the seller out. Another program that Amazon has that you can get enrolled in is the Amazon Vine program. Now this one you have to go through a few more steps. I believe you have to be brand registered to get into the Vine program. So you'd have to maybe either have your trademark, or this is your second or third product that you're launching down the road. But go over a little bit more about how the Amazon Vine program works, Kris.
Yeah, so this is a program that Amazon had a while back, and these were like Vine reviewers who were. It's a program in the, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago where they would leave good reviews, like with photos, and someone have a video, but they would always show up like on the top of the reviews for your product. Mm-hmm. Now Amazon, and you had to reach out to these and try to get them. Now Amazon has opened that up where you can enroll your product in the Vine program. And in order to do that, you have to technically give away product, and you can choose how much product you want to give away. The max is 30 units. And so what you would do is just enroll the product into this program, tell Amazon how many products you're willing to give away. And I've always done 30. And then just let it sit out there, and then you'll start to see orders come through, and they keep a track for that in the Vine program. There's a metrics there they keep track of. But something you got to be careful with is these reviewers are going to give you the brutally honest truth. Like if you have a bad product, or the opening experience, or the packaging is awful, or whatever, they're not incentivized to leave a positive review. So this can be a way where you may get negative reviews if your product's not that good. So I would make sure that your product is really, really high quality. A little tip you can do here is maybe have 2 different ASINs and enroll the first ASIN into the Vine program, and if they come back as positive reviews, great, they're going to stick on the listing. But if they come back as negative, you can enroll the other ASIN and try to get some more reviews in there. I mean, it's the same product, but this is the kind of way to kind of combat if you get negative reviews from there. But the Vine program is great. You're basically giving away product, and hopefully they leave a review for you on your product.
That is a great tip, Kris. That is a good tip. Yeah, but the Vine program, I mean, it's just another program sponsored by Amazon. It's theirs, so there's going to be no terms of service infraction at all utilizing Vine. And I do like what you mentioned about the double-edged sword here. They're professional reviewers. I mean, that's one thing that just go off topic a little bit. Back in the day when we were talking about how we could just go find, and Amazon would rank like their reviewers and who left the most reviews, et cetera, and you reach out to them. And there was this whole industry, and it probably still exists. I mean, obviously it still exists a little bit with the Vine program, whole industry of these professional reviewers that would just get product after product after product for free. I used to see some Facebook groups, and I mean, where like the UPS truck was dropping off at some professional reviewer's house, and it's like unloading a treadmill and like a big screen, just all this stuff this guy's getting for free. I was like, oh man, maybe I should try that.
Yeah, just leave a review.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So anyway, that was a little off topic, but it's a funny story. Just what kind of different industries can pop up. All right, so that was the Amazon Vine program. Now let's talk about using third-party automated email responders. So this is something that I know both you and I did a lot of. I have really slowed this down. So third-party email responders, what they do is you can set up automated sequences to go out through the buyer-seller messaging function on Seller Central. And so you can have a series of follow-ups where there can be, some sort of, the way it's set up is like maybe the day after the order, an email goes out, or a day after it's received, or 5 days after that. You can set up these sequences where you can, make sure everything was okay. You can do some customer service type stuff. But this is where the terms of service comes in. You got to be really careful with these, because if you do anything that looks like you're trying to solicit a review or feedback, your account's could be in trouble. So this is you got to really make sure, like Kris and I talked about, or Kris talked about earlier, we are going to bring somebody on later that's going to really dive into the terms of service. So if you want to go with a third party autoresponder, they can work. Like I said, I used to use these, and then with the request a review button, I get a higher open rate than I do with my emails I send. And also people opt out of these emails, like you talked about. So I was getting a high bounce back rate on my emails. Over time, it got worse and worse and worse. Also, over time, my, I guess the correspondence got less and less, and my interaction with my customers got less and less. Early on, it was like, wow, thanks so much. I can't believe someone reached out to me. That was great. It was a novelty. Now it's happening a lot. So I think there's can be these big customers can get kind of worn out. Now, that for me right now, one of the reasons I use Autoresponders is I've got products that I send out, like guides, tutorials, add-on stuff to my product that can be digital. So I will, once the product ships, it triggers this sequence where, the day after they get it, here comes their guide on how to use the product. So that is sort of an add-on. So I get good engagements from that. And I don't mention anything about reviews there. I just trust that level of customer service and those bonuses might trigger that organically. But in the past, I have used them to, hey, could you please leave a fair and honest review, that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. But still, you got to make sure you're following their terms of service. What are your thoughts on third-party email responders?
Yeah, I'm still using one now. I just recently went back and edited it and made it more clear and cut, like this, hey, just a follow-up. If you can leave a review, great. And I can't wait to bring on the guests we're bringing on, because I got a lot of questions about this, but they have really changed, and they is an Amazon. Amazon has really changed the types of wording you can use, the types of attachments you can add, even like a logo or a photo that you can add. So it's becoming very difficult to add or to do these types of services. But the guests we're bringing on, this is all they do. So I can't wait to ask them how they're kind of pivoting.
True.
So, yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
It is, and there's a good reason why Amazon does it. When somebody buys a product on Amazon, it's Amazon's customer, not yours. As a seller, that's not yours. So if somebody comes to my website and buys it, I can get their email address, their phone number. I could remarket to them like crazy. But Amazon doesn't want you to sell something on Amazon and then email them, hey, come to my website and buy from there, and just take Amazon's customer off of Amazon. So there's a real good reason why they do it. So they are very, very protective of their customer information to make sure that you're not directing them off and or doing anything like to manipulate the system, like review manipulation. So they're really, really, really stickers on that. And if you're playing the long game like Kris and I, you want to make sure you're following the rules.
Yeah, you don't want to get, and this is going to happen. Amazon's going to change all this in November, so it's right now October, early October. So we're excited to bring that guest on, because these changes are going to happen pretty soon. And for all you listeners out there, you want to make sure that your follow-up sequence are following these new guidelines. You'll get, if they're not, you're going to get a letter from Amazon, maybe suspending your follow-up sequences for 30 days or 45 days, whatever that is. But be sure to tune in so you can learn how to not get that letter, because you don't want that to happen. You don't want to put your account in jeopardy. I'm excited because I know we're going to learn something here when we do that. So that's a good topic to bring on an expert and let them dive in on what is actually going to change here, because it's super, super important. Everybody knows.
Absolutely. All right. Another way to try to generate reviews in 2020 is to utilize product inserts. This is another area where you've got to make sure you're following Amazon's terms of service. But essentially, a product insert is something that's a printed piece of paper inside your product packaging. So you have to get with this early on in your system. You got to have either your manufacturer put this insert that you've designed in the product, or you do it yourself before you ship it into FBA. So then the customer opens up the packaging and they get the product and they get this insert, and the insert has some sort of call to action where now you can communicate with them. And then within terms of service, ask for an honest feedback or honest review of your product. So there's different ways you can do this. There's warranties you can offer. There's discount codes for future orders you can offer. You got to be careful with that kind of stuff so it's not construed as basically paying for a review. But I've definitely used product inserts on quite a few of my products. I have product inserts, and it can be helpful. Now, Kris, what are you What are your thoughts on product inserts?
No, they're good, and I like to keep track of this. If you want to see what's changing in the industry, just go buy a supplement and on Amazon and see what they're doing, because the supplement niche is usually the niche that's ahead of every other category because it's so competitive.
Yep.
So you'll see a lot of probably against terms of services going on in there, but inserts are good. I would just be careful. Sometimes you can get a competitor who may contact Amazon or something about it, but they're good as long as they follow the terms. If you're trying to do an extended warranty or you're making a call to action, I wouldn't do like a extended warranty only if you leave a positive review, like nothing like that. That's not what you want to do there. No. Quite frankly, everybody's doing inserts. Like anytime you buy a product, there's usually some type of insert in there that is kind of making a call to action for you as a customer.
Sure. But if that customer goes to your website because they want to sign up for the warranty, they leave their email address. Well, now you've got an ability to communicate with that customer, and they were signing up for a legitimate warranty for your product. But again, make sure you're staying within those terms of service. All right, another thing that you want to do, now this is sort of the flip side of getting reviews, is you want to mitigate negative reviews, right? So you don't want to have a terrible product and then enroll in the Vine program and get 30 negative reviews. You want to make sure that you're selling a quality product so that you don't get negative reviews. I mean, negative reviews are almost worse than having no reviews.
Oh, so bad.
Yeah, it's just and the worst is your first review is a negative review. I've had that happen on products of mine. I ended up having like a 4.5 star product. It just so happened that the first guy that bought it, for whatever reason was unhappy and he left a review, and then it was really difficult to get over that. So yeah, you want to make sure that you're trying to mitigate that, doing everything you can to make your product the best it can be. And then also, if you do get a negative review, you can reply to that review, and then that gives people who are reading the reviews, it shows that you're willing to accept responsibility and make something right if a customer is unhappy. That can go a long way to mitigating the impact of the negative review. Any thoughts on that, please?
Yeah, that's a good point. It's so tough when you get a negative review not to get emotionally attached about it. You're like, oh man, I got a negative review, and sometimes it'll just be like 1 star, didn't like it. It's like, come on now. Like I would have done whatever it could take to make you like even if you wanted a full refund. But yeah, it's tough. You're going to get negative reviews. You just got to make sure that you reply to them, let the customer know what they can do to help, what you can do to help. But these are really hard to get off your listing. Like I've reported them. I've opened cases. And kudos to Amazon. It's very difficult to get these removed from your listing. So, this goes back to your product. And past episodes we talked about like having good product and doing good product research and making sure you're testing samples and stuff like that. You just don't want to throw something up there just because the volume's there and you want to start getting reviews or getting sales. Because if it's a bad product, it'll kill your listing. Then you got to fight this battle again of like recalling everything, relabeling it again, start a new listing. Like it's difficult. So make sure that the product you have, or the product you're sourcing is high quality, because this will help with your reviews as you move forward.
Yeah, and I mean basically all this comes down to if you're really playing the long game, you treat yourself like a real business. You're really trying to put out good quality products, you're not going to have that many issues. Okay. Amazon's customers, they will leave a bad feedback if it's bad. And if you're getting, there's some outliers, obviously, which you're talking about. I've lost sleep. I've walked around my house thinking about who Frank in Baltimore is that left a 1-star review and was just, or the worst is they'll leave a 1-star review and be like, it works just fine. 1 star. And you're like, what? What are you doing? But anyway,
very frustrating.
those are few and far between. As you start getting more and more and more reviews, those negatives just lose their impact. So just keep playing the long game, and you'll be fine. But those are some really actionable ways right now to get reviews. Whatever you do, don't go into the gray area. Don't get shady. Chris and I have been around a long enough time where we've seen competitors come on and you've never heard of them or seen them before, and you've been studying your niche like crazy daily. And all of a sudden this guy comes on, he's got 500 reviews, and you're like, where's this guy come from? You know he's manipulating it. He may be a bother for a while, but then next thing you know, Amazon comes in and slaps him, and he loses all of his reviews because they're all fake, and he goes away. So you just have to do it right. There's doing the short-term plays, not what you want to do for the business. And then on an upcoming episode, I can't wait to talk about terms of service. It'll be fun digging into that. But these are great ways. Go out there, utilize these programs. Amazon has designed most of these to help you get reviews. So make sure you're taking advantage of all of these programs out there. Kris, that was fun.
Yeah, I can't wait to the next one either. It's going to be a good one. This next episode's going to be good. So check it out.
Yeah. All right, everybody. Have a great day out there, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Later.